Welcome back to the channel. We have some unique special cars that came in inventory this week. Really cool stuff. Some things that are older, some things that are newer, some colors that represent older heritage, like this one right here. 2024 Carrera S in paint to sample Aubergine. French for eggplant. Long story short is this is what I would call a really good value buy. Why do I call it that? Because ultimately, sport classic, it looks like it almost, or it looks like 50th anniversary or something. That nice chrome trim around and the wheels and the heritage interior really pays homage to the heritage edition, which this is not officially like the Targa 4S behind us heritage edition, or even like a sport classic with the heritage interior, but for almost half the money, you can have that same effect. To spend $400,000, $500,000 on a sport classic or another version such as like that of an ST, yes, you're not gonna have the power, but for a car like this in this color, really rare. This color, as you can see, represents a really cool historic color, and being on a new 992 is pretty freaking rare. You don't see them at all. I haven't seen any Aubergine STs or any Aubergine Sport Classics. When I saw this car come up, I was like, yes, it's top dollar because of what it is, but it's the best. You're not gonna find anything like it ever again out there. Heritage interior, as well as a $15,000 option, on top of other really special options on this car, it makes it a high spec. Definitely the most expensive 992 Carrera S. But consider this, it's also the last year of the 2024 with a manual transmission. They're not making them in 2025. You wouldn't be able to order this spec, and good luck going to your dealer and trying to find a paint to sample version like this. Now, if we move right over to Albert Blue, this is a Heritage Edition Targa 4S, very rare car. You've seen them in that cherry metallic. It's not this color. This color is just spectacular. Somebody ordered this new special order paint to sample Albert Blue. You just don't see them that often. I saw it once driving around Car Week. I've always loved this car, and when I saw it come up for sale somewhere, I just had to have it. This is something that also is unique because it has ceramic brakes and a very big build sheet compared to other ones. This one's around 2 1/4 of a build sheet, which a lot of them that I've seen are in the 180s. And if you go on, for example, bring a trailer or other platforms, you'll see that normal standard color that they came with, so to speak, as the launch color or just the most prominent one. But you won't see any of these. Very special car. Now, going back into the purple categories, let's talk about Viola Purple Metallic. This car, again, specs that we find, everyone says, are they the most expensive? Or does Ryan Free Motor Cars have the most expensive cars? Well, the best, is the most, duh. Like, let's be real. Like, this car is probably one of the nicest specs built on a Turbo S 992 2024. And yes, paint to sample is the same cost for the most part across the board, unless you pick something really rare and special off the charts. But this color, look at it. It's just fantastic. And my CFO was yelling at me, you guys are crazy, it's too much, blah. And this is what we do. Whether we break even, make money, or lose money, getting the best unique inventory is exactly what I want to do and how I run my business. Gaining a new customer is more important to me than any dollar. When the best is offered and out there, I grab it. So a car like this, it's been here for literally on the floor for I think 72 hours. A local customer literally just walked in. He also has a Viola Purple Metallic Sport Classic, as well as a GT2 RS. So this is obviously something that he needed to have. We just did a deal with a couple trades. This car is now sold. So yes, when you have something so unique and special, especially at these price points, 300 and change plus, although it is a lot, no disrespect to that amount of money, but compared to what is going out there now, like the Sport Classics, the STs, other GT3s, this, in a way, is a lot of value for the money in a paint to sample world. But look at this car, also has, I forgot to mention, the heritage interior, another $15,000 option, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. And the customer that bought this has a Sport Classic in the same color with also the heritage interior. So these are unique builds and specs that you have unique customers for, and that's what we focus on. If this car was black or white or silver, it'd be mid-twos, high twos, maybe even 3 built out, but it just won't be what this is. You won't be able to find this or get this. So here we have this bright metallic purple, where over here you have more of this eggplant color, and it represents some history in Porsche, dressed, like I said, with the heritage interior. What an unbelievable car. And come from behind, take a look at this car. I know the light is not directly on it, but if you look, you can see it represents similarly to all those more expensive models. So in a way, I don't want to say this is a cheater, but like, you take this car to a car show, everyone's going to be around this car. They'll be around this car more than they'll be around your GT3s that you see, or your turbos, or Turbo S's, or air-cooled. Just finding something that you don't see, and that's what we provide for you at Ryan Free Motorcars. So what we're going to do also now is take you downstairs and show you some unique air-cooleds that are similar but different. And at the end of the day, you're going to decide which one you like better. So hold on 1 minute. We're going to take a quick break, and you're going to follow us downstairs. So here we have a very rare, unique car. 1989 Speedster. This is your quintessential classic example of what an original model would look like from 1989 with a Speedster. And in this one is completely crisp, original, and has no other add-ons such as this one right here, which is your factory turbo look Speedster, which we've never ever seen one before. They've only made 68 of them or so, and 38 in left-hand drive, and they were never made for America. So this one is from Switzerland, and as you see from the bottom over here, this rubber piece adds on to the turbo lip, and this is actually one piece where if you look at the front bumper of the standard Speedster, you're gonna have 3 individual pieces, over here, over here, and over here, and there's no rubber turbo piece. And then you also will have, as I discussed, on the turbo look, the whale tail. This came from the factory. Very, very few produced, not even any one of them that's been known to be in the United States besides this one. I've only seen another one for sale that was right-hand drive, also in white. But back in the 80s, people loved putting spoilers on their cars. So maybe there were some people that put spoilers on their Speedsters, or spoilers on their Targas, or whatever it may be, just a regular Carrera. But what's cool about this is that, you know, it is that Speedster, but it has that like turbo extra look, and it's from the factory. So having things that represent historic facts, such as this being on the build sheet, in our world means a lot. Yeah, of course, I could take that Speedster and put the spoiler on it and the front bumper the way it is, but it wouldn't be the same. And what we represent is trying to bring cars way back to the original if they're not, or finding cars that represent exactly what was original was, even if it was in another country. We're gonna go try to source it. And that's what makes us more unique. We are a completely international brand. We buy and sell on an international basis, and we look for the most stock, unique specs out there. And these 2 cars, while pretty simple, really are awesome, badass cars. Like an 89 Speedster is probably top of the line from that era, besides, let's say, a slant nose turbo convertible in the convertible department. And finding one with sports seats and low miles and original paint, I mean, these are just time capsules of artwork as automobiles. But now to go on a little just subject, since we're down here next to it, I know we like stock stuff, but we have here, and you know I'm into these now because the last year of certain models in manuals, 3-pedal, means a lot. This is the last year of a GTS Targa in a manual transmission. Our customer wanted a classy spec, but with a little pizzazz to it. He's gonna have it down South Beach in Miami. So we put on these HRE wheels from my buddy Ben at Wheels Boutique. Check him out, wheelsboutique.com. Check him out, call him, he'll tell you all the stories about me. I literally would harass him and make pay plans with him, and you know what? He worked it out for me. He did it. He was amazing. Ben's my brother from another mother, telling you if you want rims, call him and check it out. But I'm not a big rim guy now, but damn, does this look good. Like, unbelievable. We put on that Tech Art springs to give it a little bit of an edge to make sure it looks proper on the height. And I sent a picture to the current owner who never even seen this car yet in person, and he flipped out. I just think the spec with the silver wheels and the silver Targa bar just looks completely classy, and I'm so excited for him to get it. So, as we see, we're gonna wrap up right now, just give you a little snippet of what we have in the newer department in manuals, some unique older stuff, but you could bet that we're gonna have a lot more coming right back at you. Stay tuned, about 24 rare Porsches on their way into inventory as we speak. You don't wanna miss it because, as you know, if you do from one post, the car is gonna be sold. Have a good day, Ryan Free Motorcars, take care, on to the next one.